Dried fruit seems like a healthy snack, right? But some claim it's just like candy. Well, our chief health editor, Dr. Partha Nandi, is here to clear up all of the confusion, not clean it up, over dried fruit. Hi there, Dr. Nandi.
Now, a diet rich in phenols and fiber can actually help lower rates and fight against certain types of cancer and heart disease.
So what about the sugars in dried fruit? Is that why people think it's more like candy? All right, so a lot of us like dried fruit. It's packed with nutrients, right?
Absolutely. You know, Carolyn, they're a shrunken version of the real thing because most of the water content has been removed. So yes, they are healthy because they contain fiber, micronutrients, and antioxidants called phenols.
Snacking feels harmless. A bag of chips here, a granola bar there, just something to tide you over until the next meal. But many of the most popular snacks are nutrition nightmares, packed with salt, sugar, unhealthy fats, and chemicals that trick your taste buds while doing nothing for your health. They're designed to be addictive, not nourishing, and nutritionists see right through them.
The natural sugar, in fact, in dried fruit is much more concentrated. If you eat a cup of grapes, you'll get 23 grams of sugar and 104 calories. But if you eat a cup of raisins, you're now consuming 116 grams of sugar and 520 calories.
Wow, so how much dried fruit should we eat then?
Yeah, important question. So dried fruit, to me, is a great way to boost nutrients and fiber intake. So my prescriptions, as always. Number one, eat dried fruit in small amounts, especially if you're watching your sugar and carb intake or if you're diabetic. A huge difference. I think people compare it to candy because dried fruit can be coated with added sugar, which then, yes, it might be like candy.
In fact, a lot of the foods people reach for between meals are basically junk disguised as convenience. Still, not every snack is an enemy. There are a few options that even nutritionists quietly approve of. Snacks that provide energy, satiety, and nutrients without wrecking your diet. Let's separate the ones to avoid at all costs from the ones that can actually work in your favor. First on the list of snacks nutritionists hate are potato chips and similar fried crisps. They're salty, crunchy, and engineered to be impossible to stop eating after just one handful.
So what is Greek yogurt anyway? This is a type of yogurt that has been filtered to remove excess water and then strained, again, to remove a little bit more water. And so through that process, what you come out with is a really creamy, tangy, in its plain form, delicious texture of yogurt that's thick, low in calories, because that thick texture really gives you that feeling of fat without all the fat. Some of the whey and also some of the lactose that's the natural sugar found in milk.
But that addictive crunch comes with trans fats, refined oils, and so much sodium that it can send your blood pressure soaring. Add in the fact that one small bag can easily pack over 300 empty calories, and you're looking at a snack that gives you no nutrition while nudging you toward weight gain and heart problems. Nutritionists know chips are nothing but fried starch and salt, and they're always near the top of the avoid list. Candy bars are another obvious villain. They're marketed as a quick energy boost, but what you're really getting is a sugar bomb wrapped around processed oils and artificial flavors.
Also, the U.S. dietary guidelines recommend that we eat 1.5 to 2 cups of fresh fruit daily. Roughly a half cup of dried fruit equals 1 cup of fresh fruit. Also, be very mindful when eating dried fruit because it's so much smaller, it's very easy to consume. More cramps and asthma attacks and people have sensitivities to sulfite, so watch out for that.
Boy, it's so deceptive, especially when they're in those bags of peanuts. So are there any studies out there on dried fruit?
Calories than you would with fresh fruit. And finally, I recommend buying organic with this because they don't always contain a sulfur dioxide, that preservative. This helps to preserve color but can also cause stomach cramps.
That instant burst of sweetness spikes your blood sugar, but it vanishes just as quickly, leaving you tired and craving more. Over time, frequent candy bar snacking sets you up for insulin resistance, weight gain, and tooth decay. Nutritionists hate them not only for their lack of nutrition, but because they're designed to hijack your cravings and keep you hooked. Packaged pastries like donuts, honey buns, and snack cakes also make the blacklist. They're loaded with refined flour, added sugars, and hydrogenated oils that combine into the worst possible trifecta. What's worse is how deceptively easy they are to eat. A single pastry can exceed your daily sugar limit before you even...
Lots of protein. So since Greek yogurt has come into popularity, there are lots of people that want to do what I call a quick and easy version of Greek yogurt. And, so just something to be aware of. It doesn't make it any better or worse necessarily. But if you're looking for that traditional strained Greek yogurt, you do want to make sure that it doesn't have any gelatin. And this version is one where they don't go through the straining process. So there is still a filtration process to remove some of the excess water, but then they add thickening agents like cornstarch and gelatin. You'll see those on the ingredients.
They may feel comforting in the moment, but nutritionists see them as a dangerous habit that delivers nothing but empty calories. Cheese-flavored puffs deserve a special mention. They melt in your mouth, which tricks your brain into not realizing how much you're eating, but they're essentially chemical-laden starch dusted with artificial flavors. Nutritionists despise them because they're a prime example of ultra-processed food, designed for taste and texture, but offering zero real food value. All you're left with is orange fingers and regret. Even granola bars, which many people assume are healthy, often fall into the hate category. The problem is that most commercial granola bars are basically candy bars in disguise. Packed with syrups, chocolate chips, and sugar, they're marketed with words like natural or energy, but nutritionists know better. Instead of delivering lasting fuel, they spike your blood sugar just like a candy bar and leave you hungry again soon after. Flavored popcorn like caramel corn or butter-drenched microwave bags also earns disapproval. While plain air-popped popcorn can be a decent snack, once you coat it in sugar, butter flavorings, and chemicals, it becomes a calorie bomb with no real benefits. Nutritionists hate how a healthy base food gets turned into junk through over-processing and additives. But here's the good news. Nutritionists don't hate every snack. Some they quietly approve of when chosen wisely because they provide protein, fiber, and real nutrition. Nuts are a top pick. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, or cashews give you healthy fats, protein, and fiber in a satisfying package. They're calorie-dense, so portion control matters, but nutritionists love them for their ability to keep you full and provide essential nutrients like magnesium and vitamin E. Greek yogurt is another snack nutritionists approve of. It's high in protein, packed with probiotics, and when you choose plain varieties without added sugar, it's one of the most balanced snacks you can eat. Paired with fresh fruit or a drizzle of honey, it feels indulgent while still being nourishing. Nutritionists often recommend it as a replacement for sugary snacks because it satisfies cravings without the crash. Lastly, hummus with vegetables is a snack nutritionists happily support. Hummus provides plant-based protein and fiber from chickpeas, while fresh veggies deliver crunch and nutrients without the junk. It's a snack that feels hearty, is easy to prep, and actually supports balanced eating. Compared to chips or cheese puffs, carrots or peppers with hummus are a no-brainer. At the end of the day, most popular snacks are traps, designed to make you crave more while delivering nothing good for your body. Nutritionists hate the processed, fried, sugar-coated options that dominate store shelves. But they do recognize that snacks can play a positive role if you choose wisely. Stick with nuts, Greek yogurt, or hummus and veggies, and you'll have snacks that not only keep you satisfied, but also nourish you in the process.